Hey everyone, how are you? I'm excited to be kicking off this 2019 with a brand new show sponsor. Very excited to welcome Joseph Meyer Club to the show. If you haven't heard about Joseph Meyer Club, head on over to josephmeyerclub.com right now and check it out. They have a great product, this aftershave that I've been using. And it's really comes in a nice container, and it's got this foaming tip on it, just a little bit in your hand, and it's nice and clean. You know, if you ever used the liquid ones before, you can kind of make a mess, but this is real clean and really easy to use, and smells awesome too. That's really a nice thing about it. So, let alone is it moisturizing and alcohol based, so it helps heal up your skin if you happen to have any nicks and stuff, but smells great too. And right now, to let you try it, they're going to let you get 20% off for all my Rock Paper Podcast listeners. So at checkout, mention RPPJMC20 for 20% off. Again, RPPJMC20 at josephmeyerclub.com. And there's always free shipping, so keep that in mind. And tell them Shane sent you. Hey everybody, Shane Presley here with Rock Paper Podcast. Let me tell you about my friends at Naked Vine, located at 1624 Clarkson Road in Chesterfield, Missouri. Hey, swing by and visit them this week for some great live music on Thursday, January 24th, Bobby Stevens. Friday, January 25th, Circle the Wagons. And Saturday, January 26th, Missouri Breaks. Swing by and visit them. Find out for yourself why it's being called the best city bar in the county. Naked Vine's been serving up all your favorite wine, whiskey, tequila, and local craft beers, and all kinds of great live local music. So, full listing of events and details, nakedvine.net. Be sure to follow along with them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the show.
Podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Chan Maurice Evans of YouPeopple, and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast, y'all.
Misplaced my destiny and set it free by accident. Such a tiny cloud, yet cast so profound. Its shadow moves so delicate above the ground. It slows to shade my every way, so vehemently. Come along, my tiny cloud, and shade the ground. Glorious and beautiful, ever so dutiful, oh my tiny cloud, from heaven down, shade the ground. It slows to shade my every way, so vehemently. Come along, my tiny cloud, sun and hide my down, that the moon will ever come out, come along my tiny cloud and shade the ground, block the sun and hide my down, that the moon will ever come out. That the moon will ever come out. Ooh. That the moon will ever come out.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today at School of Rock in Ballwin, Missouri.
Yeah.
With Maurice Evans of YouPeopple. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you.
This is cool, man. Like I start a lot of these this way lately, and I'm glad it continues to be that way, because like I love continuing to discover great new music and meeting new people all around the city, and getting a chance to kind of get to meet them and share their stories and everything and the music. And so this is our first time really getting to hang out. I know I've seen you around town a little bit and stuff, but we never really had a conversation. So this is and we've been friendly online for a bit now, and so it's cool that we have an opportunity like this where we can sit down quiet and get to know a little bit more about what's going on. So
Real world.
yeah, right, definitely. So like I love that this show's been doing that for me, continuing to introduce me to all these people, and it's been awesome. So I figured it's a lot less creepy, kind of like when you ask somebody to hang out when you have a show and stuff. It's not as weird. So
Yeah, put a microphone in between you, and all that goes away.
yeah, man. But I know, like I said, I've been following some of your stuff for a bit. I know a little bit about, but like I said, I kind of wanted to deep dive a little more into what you've been up to and get to know more about how you got started in music and all that kind of fun stuff. So I guess do you grow up around St. Louis? Or?
Yeah, I actually grew up in Edwardsville, Illinois. For those of you not familiar with that spot, SIUE is over there, engineering school, I guess, and just grew up there. And there wasn't much of a music scene there, but there were a good handful of bands, from there in Collinsville, Illinois, and Belleville, and,
Right.
And we would play shows at our local watering holes and parties and things like that. And but we would come over here to places, Bernard Pub and eventually Mississippi Nights and all of those, everywhere you could possibly get. Cicero's, the old Cicero's basement, used to have open mics, and we would go there and try to get a show booked. And but I guess I'd started playing rock music at least when I was 14, 15, and then started playing out when I was about 16, and did a little traveling here and there.
Who was that with?
The first band I was in, I played drums, and we had a bunch of different names actually. Like first bands, you wind up picking something you think is great, and then it's really stupid. But yeah, we were called Malachi and Master 11 and Black Forest and some other stuff. We're kind of into everything. It was the 90s. It was like early 90s. So Soundgarden-y things, and we'd play a couple of Primus tunes and write our own stuff, and then the two guitar players. Well, one started showing me things on guitar, and then the other one, was like rhythm guitar bits, so like James Hetfield and guys like that were, and Malcolm Young and Dave Mustaine, even though he does play some solos, like he was mainly rhythm guys singing and things. And then the other guitar player, he was like, well, why don't you learn how to, learn the scale and learn how to play some solos and stuff. I was like, well, I probably wouldn't be too good at it. He's like, well, if you do it, start now, do it a year later, you'll have progressed. And I'm like, okay, you got a point. So I started practicing, picking up things, the one, they'd go to their lessons and then they'd bring their materials back and give it to me. And I started picking it up and then practicing and kind of becoming more, I guess I just fancied it more. Yeah. I don't know. I just started enjoying playing guitar a lot more. And sold the drum kit eventually and bought some guitar gear and kind of kicked around for that for a little while. But, as you get older, you have to fill a couple of roles. So drums came back in, bass guitar, things like that. So
right.
I wound up kind of broadening my abilities. And now we're here at School of Rock, and I teach drums, bass, and guitar, and there's a bunch of little critters all over the city, that have my influence.
Man. That's awesome that you get to like kind of impact the youth like that, and like to have that kind of introducing them to music and helping them continue to grow as an artist. And you never know where that could go, but it's really I know I've had several of them on here like already that students of the school and that have gone on to doing original music and everything, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, getting to watch those guys grow and doing their own thing.
Yeah. I tell them if there's some that want to start booking shows out there, it's like, well, when you accept your first Grammy,
right,
when you're on stage, remember your old buddy Chan.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's you mentioned something off mic there about you played with Fragile for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't realize, I didn't know that at all. Like I just saw those guys open for the Urge just a couple months back, and Thanksgiving or whatever, and had a real good time. I think that might have been actually my first. I don't know, maybe like a Point Fest or something back in, but like I think that was one of my first times actually seeing Fragile. So like it was a good time.
Yeah. We were talking about John Pisoni, drummer for the Urge, and like I met him when I guess it was 90. I played for them in between, I guess, 1997 and 2000. And their original guitar player, Tim O'Sabin, like he wanted to do some other things, or he didn't want to tour or go on the road as much or something. And so it was me and another guitar player from this band that we were both in. And he was actually my best friend at the time, and I was like, well, and Scott and Dave from Fragile came and asked me if I wanted to play, and I was like, well, I'll do it, but can Jay come along too? And they were like, all right.
Yeah.
So they got a 2-guitar attack, I suppose, if you want to call it.
Right.
And that was fun. This was some pretty great years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was like the heyday of it all, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you got to doing a lot of touring and stuff with them, and
it wasn't a ton, but the places that we got to go and the bands that we went with. Nihilate was just we went on a couple of dates with them, maybe 4 dates, I think. Did some things in Colombia, some where else did we go? Some other states,
right?
A couple places here in Missouri too, regional stuff. But Memphis, I think. Memphis or Nashville, one of the two.
Yeah, and that's kind of the neat thing about St. Louis, and especially being in a touring group, like that St. Louis is so perfect to tour out of, because there are so many other larger markets and different cities out within a couple hour drive and whatever. So it's nice to tour out of for sure, instead of being like on the coast and trying to get to the Midwest or whatever.
Yeah, which is it's kind of impossible.
Right.
But California's huge.
Yeah.
And the eastern seaboard is pretty popping. I don't know, but I guess not a lot of people come unless they've got a national following. Not a lot of people kind of come through here unless they're maybe even from Chicago. But you can probably tour for a week in Chicago alone too. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But we can go there as well.
Right.
And then east and south and out west. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's I guess we'll fast forward a bit, but you start Youpeopl. That's the current project, and this is how long has this been going now?
Since November of 2016. That's when when Brandon Mason and I officially connected and I started writing songs. Then I had just left Cave of Swords like maybe the month ago. I toured as their drummer for a better part of that year.
Okay.
And
they're great friends of the show too. And
yeah. I love them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're amazing people. Yeah. Brandon. So 2 years, just a little over 2 years, and we did a show the next summer, I think. Just one show, and then it took a little while for us to kind of get going. You know, life kind of does these things, but we're definitely like a non-pressure band. You know, no, it's easygoing. I haven't been pushing for a lot, but a lot of cool things. And I think that's why things have been happening the way they have. You know, like the RFT write-ups and you and I talking now, and you know.
Yeah, that's I feel like sometimes like I was fortunate enough over the summer to win an award for the show, and St. Louis Magazine named it best podcast in St. Louis, editor's choice, which I was like flattered thank you,
man,
to be included in like but that's like, you know, I had no idea I was even on their radar or anything. It's just like one of those kind of things, like, you know, where you kind of keep your head down, you keep grinding, and all of a sudden you realize people are noticing. Like, that's
right,
and that feels really good when you get those calls that like to be in part of the showcase or whatever it is. And like, so yeah, I totally relate, man. Like, where things to start happening, and it's like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I'll just sit back and like, come on, we'll keep writing music. You guys keep listening, and you know, I hope you like it.
Yeah. Well, we do have an EP that dropped not too long ago, I guess, right?
Yeah, October 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have we have that out there on all your digital platforms. But we did do some live jams today, which I thought was kind of fun to hear some different arrangements of it. A little, you know, hearing something a little more minimalist and versions of these songs, because there are a lot going on these tracks. Like there's a lot of layers and different things that you guys put together, and it sounds great. But we do have, if you haven't heard the EP, we do have one date coming up this week on Friday, January 25th, over at Tick Tock Tavern. You guys are doing a EP listening party with my friends Sorry Scout. Yeah, the little dual listening party.
I'm making the heart shape with my fingers here. We love them.
Yeah, I just met them again. It was the same kind of thing. I sat, you know, it was the first time getting to meet them. I heard their name a bunch, and I was like, I want to get to know more about them. And we had a blast. Like, had a real good time hanging out, talking about their EP, and they're great, and that EP sounds awesome. So come check that out.
It stayed in my CD player for a good month, I think, when I first got it.
Right.
Yeah, we opened for their. Along with Tonina at their EP release, and got it that night. Went in the disc player and stayed there. For a long time. Yeah.
Sure, man. Yeah, it's great. So you come on out to TikTok Friday night if you're available, and come check out some new music coming out of St. Louis.
Yeah, 7 to 9. Yeah.
And of course, you got Steve's Hot Dogs right next door. Come hungry and grab a dog.
Yeah. Dogs and burgers. And Fitz root beer and.
It's gonna be a good time. But let's give them a little sneak peek of some of this the live stuff that we did here. Let's start with the YouPeopple, which you played first. This is you said you've been getting a lot of attention for this one.
Yeah, we got listed on the RFT's nine best albums and 9 best songs of 2018, and this song YouPeopple, it's the title track, Are We, was in there, and surprise, great feeling.
Everything is golden, and the colors are 3D. How others will be holding. You people, are we? behavior. Your second thoughts will no longer redeem what skin has bought on tax and labor. Will cost us all as we bleed. We heathens not belonging. Won't you listen to our captive people's plea? Our fight may not redeem us. You people are we. Oh, show people you know what it means to feel love. Oh, you people are we. Show people you know what it means to feel love. Oh, you people are we. Tell me what it feels like. Explain what it feels like. Tell me what it feels like.
For sure, yeah. I mean, especially like something like that, like the RFT is picked up by all kinds of people. So like that's definitely a great opportunity to get the word out and about what you're doing. And that whole list was really great. It was fun to I shared it online on my page and stuff because it had so many of my friends included in there. So like that was made me really happy to see my friends all getting a little spotlight.
Yeah, a little press.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, the EP, after everything's available on Spotify and iTunes. Do we have physical copies? Are you doing?
Not yet.
Yeah.
We hadn't done anything like yet. There's Bandcamp as well. We just figured it was an EP and nobody knows us yet. So if in the digital times, we put out the 4 tracks and you can get them one at a time or buy the whole thing at once. It's like 20 minutes, for $5 for 20 minutes of all some ethereal, heart-tugging music. Pretty good deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do you describe? Because like there's a lot of different stuff coming through. Like, do you have a particular way you feel like YouPeopple sounds like? Because like it's very different from track to track. Like there's a lot. You can definitely feel like there's some, pulling a lot of the different influences. You got there's definitely like in Seashine and stuff, having more of that rock guitar coming through and.
Yeah.
starting line. You're already following far behind. She draws it in red, then I draw mine. You'll run this marathon, honey, in half the time. With all you need and all that you do, it wasn't working, but I'll do it for you. I can't pretend that I don't mind. So come on, man, let's talk about you. She didn't do it all, you did some too. You played a good game, you ran a fast mile, but that kind of bullshit is good for a while. You think you're alone, you think on your feet. Well, that kind of thinking is dead in the street. I can't pretend that I don't mind that the sea doesn't shine. I can't pretend that I don't mind that the sea doesn't shine. I can't pretend that I don't mind at the sea. We both have problems that would take a pro to solve. And just think that when I leave, I'm the one that caused them all. I can't pretend that I don't mind that the sea doesn't shine. I can't pretend that I don't mind that the sea. I can't pretend that I don't mind that the sea doesn't shine. I don't mind that the sea doesn't shine.
But there, I feel like some of your vocals, like there's almost like R&B side to what you do, and so like it's kind of a mashup of like all this different.
Yeah, we're trying to. I guess every band wants to create a new genre. I suppose, you know. My favorite band in the world is Radiohead, and Jeff Buckley is one of my big influences. He's one of my heroes. As well as Claude Monet, who's not a musician, but you know the impression, you know, that if you've seen any of his work, it's like highlights and flashes of his light, and you know, of light, you know, on objects, and that's what he's studying, you know. So I'm kind of, so I think I make sounds that really paint pictures and evoke kind of emotions, you know. Hopefully, like starts your brain working, you know, some imagination. But like, there's definitely soul. A rock soul sort of influence. Seashine it started as like a shoegaze sort of tune, but I kind of had to chunk it up and kind of gave it a Weezer vibe, you know. But yeah, I think, I don't know, just sort of a alternative soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Louis alternative soul.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
That's I do like I don't really like doing a lot of that. I mean, but it definitely kind of I think helps. It's just kind of kind of help frame it a little bit for people, but but yeah, I don't want to like box you in like to where people think like, oh, this is this is all rock music or whatever, and like 'cause that's what this EP is a great example of like what I love about music, that the fact that like you don't have one thing, you're not doing it's all over the place, and that's what I love about my personal music I listen to a lot, like is just a lot of variety and a lot of different influences, and it all comes through, you know. So like I hate when it's like an hour of the same track. It's like so I like a lot of different sounds coming through.
Yeah, the first track on that is it's all synths and vocals, just one vocal, like really lush reverb echoed out vocal and some synths, and and we chose that as the opening track just to I guess every EP always has their title track, but like this is I wanted, and I think Brandon would agree too, I love albums that are a listening experience. You can put it in and it just you forget, you've listened to it so many times you forget which one's the first track. Yeah. And it just kind of rotates its way through, and it's a whole movement rather than like, well, I get to fast forward this and that. And hopefully, people aren't really pushing that fast forward button. It's quality enough to them, they find something that they like in each track. But,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, again, you can keep up with You People on without the E. One word without the E.
Yeah.
On Facebook, and do you have Instagram also?
Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. I've got a YouTube channel too.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll have some more show dates and different things coming up soon for coming up the summer and things. So get involved socially on all that, and tell them what you think of the EP.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we are here at School of Rock, and I kind of want to get into that side of what you do too. Is how long have you been a teacher over here now?
Since 2013, since the school opened.
Oh wow!
I did take a little time off to go tour with Cave of Swords in 2016, like February 2016, for a better part of that year. But since the beginning, basically here, guitar, bass, drums, doing. We're a performance-based school, so we've got a performance program. So we've got individual lessons, and we'll teach you the fundamentals. Every kid wants to learn how to play whatever, Smoke on the Water. But we'll get you in here, and we'll get your fingers working from 6 years old to 18, but eventually teach them the fundamentals and the theory behind what they're doing. But we pair that with this performance aspect, and we put you in a band. Get you speaking the language. The kids are on stage. We do performances. Some of the performance groups actually they play at venues like the Firebird, Delmar Hall, the Pageant, Atomic Cowboy.
Yeah, that's incredible. The opportunity to get especially just getting to play these venues where you've seen all your other idols playing and stuff, and that's a really great thing to get real life experiences and stuff. Out there doing it.
Yeah, these kids have played stages I've never been on. The Pageant and
right.
Yeah.
I've been to an old rock house. I've seen the kids play over there. I've seen. I think they're playing off Broadway this weekend too. So there's
last Saturday and Sunday we just had the end of season. They were at the Firebird, and I guess maybe it's the house band that's playing off Broadway, or is it maybe the adult jam, or
I think it's the house band.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah,
they're really good.
It's gonna be a fun night. But yeah, that's a really cool thing that you guys are doing over here and helping these kids out and getting them out there playing. And if you haven't checked out School of Rock, do it. And that's what's really neat too, is I guess it's a national program, right? That's we have global,
actually,
all right. And we have but it's getting to see the all-star band, and then they get to tour and do what they played Lollapalooza and stuff, and that's really just incredible. To think that whatever, 14, 15 years old and getting to play Lollapalooza.
Being
and
in
stuff.
front of
Yeah.
several thousand people, yeah.
Right.
There's another couple bands that we'll take to Summerfest in Milwaukee, and that's the largest music festival, I think, besides, well, in the United States at least. And we'll tour up there. We'll go up to Chicago, play a show or two, and then play another venue in Milwaukee, and then in the Summerfest. And they, we'll take all day and hit a couple of different stages. But it's a really cool experience. Something that we had to, that I wound up doing when I was younger, but like it was never on this level. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool to get them on real stages in front of real crowds, and then they go on to do whatever they're going to do, and it's they've got the goods for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know several. Like I said, several of them been on this show already. Like Connor Lyle's a good buddy of mine.
Yeah. I love him. Yeah. He was who I was thinking of too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's been on twice. Just hung out with the public, Dylan Anderson and them. So had a really good time with them, and just but it's fun just to get to see, like I said, that growth, watching them go from playing Smoke on the Water, like you're saying, learning some of that stuff, and then finding their own taste of where that's going to take them. So
yeah,
but yeah, like it's really cool. And then but yeah, so check out School of Rock. So we have 2 locations here in St. Louis area, and get involved if you have children of your own or niece and nephew, whatever it is, and get them plugged in over here.
Yeah. Ballwin and Kirkwood, we can set you up with like a free trial lesson. Come into the school and sit down with a 45-minute lesson with them. And all of the instructors are professionals. Like, we all play out, we've got gigs, bands, so it's not just, a weekend warrior or something like that. You can go out and see us on stage too.
Yeah.
And a lot of the kids do. They come to see us, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that's got to be a lot of fun too. Just I imagine, I know some of these guys, not necessarily School of Rock teachers, but they, actually teaching for the school systems and stuff, and then and they have bands on the weekends, and I don't know how much their personal life they share with the students, but I mean, I just think that's kind of be a funny thing, to show up to somewhere or whatever, and you find your teacher is the drummer of the band or whatever it is and stuff. But at least this is more of it's you guys definitely are advertise it as that this is music to your life, and teaching the youth and playing shows at night and stuff too. So
it's funny you say that too, because Scott Randall from Fragile Porcelain Mice, he's a history teacher in Illinois,
right?
And it always trips out kids that they see him on stage in a pilgrim costume on Thanksgiving or something, or a dress or a tunic or something.
Yeah. That I don't know. It's fun though, but I'm glad. I get a little bit of it. When I was on the news a bit ago, when I was plugging I did a Toys for Tots show over at Pops, and I was got a quick interview on Fox 2 about it, and with Kim Hudson.
Yeah.
And so I work in my day jobs in the school, and I had a lot of students were you on the TV? Were you on TV? And are you in a rock band or something? And I was like, I'm not in a band. But I guess a lot of them recognized me, and the parents said something about it and stuff, and it was just kind of a funny thing. But I had a bunch of them asking me about it, and they so it was a whole different side of they just knew me as this guy. Now I'm doing all this other stuff too.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of funny. I put a couple of stickers up around the room, and there's some students that have my stickers on their guitar cases too, YouPeopl stickers, and a couple of the kids, I guess they just don't know that we are musicians,
right.
Outside of this school, and we'll say, yeah, we have a band. My boss and I were talking to one of the little kids, and It's like, yeah, we have a band, and you have a band? It's like,
Right.
yeah. Are you famous? Like, no, but I mean, my sticker's up there. It's got our faces on it.
Sure.
They'll see that. That's you. Oh, wow, Mom, look.
You guys are like famous to them though. That's
Yeah.
the thing. That's just cool.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, I get occasionally I'll get like recognized at the Walmart or whatever or something like that. Like, pointing and like
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Right. So it's just funny to me that like I'm just a guy, but like if people recognize me, like that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
Even if it's just that, but yeah, like it's imagine like yeah, you guys are those rock stars to the kids though.
Yeah.
Like that's gotta feel really good. So.
Yeah. It's great. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, man. Well, again, Friday night, come on out to Tick Tock Tavern over there in Tower Grove area off of Magnolia.
Yep.
And swing by and listen to the EP. And again, you'll hear Sorry Scout as well, their EP. So I guess you guys just kind of put them on a loop and get to hang out with some of the fans and stuff, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have a couple of drinks, eat some dogs and mac and cheese, and and talk to everybody and crank the tunes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then it's fun to hang out over there regardless. Like I said, TikTok's a good spot, and then Steve's Hot Dogs next door.
Mm-hmm.
I've done quite a few over there, hanging out, getting to. Steve's become a great friend over the years and stuff, and he's I think we actually did recorded one in TikTok for like the 100th episode, I think it was, and
Oh, cool.
so that was kind of fun to get to actually record in TikTok. But then I've done a couple of them with Steve's Hot Dogs and stuff
Yeah.
too, and so it's been fun to kind of in the show to like record all kinds of random live locations like that. So.
Yeah, and it's a cool plug for wherever you happen to be. It's a cool setting.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's part of the fun is it gets me out seeing all kinds of different parts of the city, but also I get to help, in a way, get to plug some of the other businesses and stuff along with the music that we're talking about and all that. So trying to do my part to support all my friends. So.
Yeah, win.
Yeah, man, definitely. Again, and get plugged in. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all you people. How do you decide on you people? How's that name kind of come about?
Brandon and I were thinking about what to call it, and he had come up with an acronym. Well, I don't remember what each one stood for, but it was he was like, why don't we call it Thugs? And I was like, oh, okay. And he said, well, what it is like, they'll see the name and they'll see you and me and we're black men and they'll expect this, but then they'll hear these songs and it'll throw them off. And I was like, well, okay, let's not make them go for it too. But then, I think, I don't know how the conversation came up, but somehow you people just kind of popped in. And we had it separated and spelled, YOUPEOPLE, 2 words. And I think there was a Boston or New York, like somewhere on the East Coast, and there was one band, and they were punk or something. And, even though we wouldn't cross paths, I still didn't want to, be too close to it. So we just kind of mushed it together and took the E off the end, and it still worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think of, when I see it, though, I think of that crazy Tropic Thunder scene with Robert Downey and all that. Like,
What do you mean, you people?
Right. So that's what I think of and makes me laugh. But, but yeah, I figured it's an interesting name. But I was wondering about the dropping the E. I figured maybe that could have been something of it. Another group like that. But it works, man.
Just for legal purposes.
Sure. Yeah. There's so many. That's the thing. Like, you think. Almost everything's been taken as a band name now. It's like you gotta get creative sometimes to come up with something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
So, you are wearing a Farfetch shirt, and you mentioned Cave of Swords. Is you people under the
we are
Farfetch collective?
Yeah, we signed this past summer, and no real, it's not like a huge deal or anything like that. We didn't sign, but we're part of the collective.
Yeah.
It is a huge deal, but it's not like 7 album kind of deal.
Exactly.
So let me make that clear. It's a huge deal. We're extremely happy, and I even have my copy of the contract framed.
Yeah.
Just ecstatic to be part of the talent pool that's there. We went to the first. There's like they had an orientation and kind of a welcome dinner it was us and Tanina. She signed at the same time, and this guy Accurate the Wise. Vincent Manuel, man, he's amazing. And anyway, he put on a track at the party, and then one of the other, Wes Ragland, he's been signed and works with Darian often, and then they played some of their tracks, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, are we in the right room? Like, these people sound. This is. We were dealing with imposter syndrome for the longest time, and this past year. Like I was saying, the surprise of the the RFT list was just kind of affirming us that we're doing well and we're doing the right thing. We're in the right place, and it's really cool. Yeah,
I mean that's Far-Fetched here is taking over, man. Like that. That I love all the music coming out of that collective, and I mean a bunch of them been on my show, and that's. Matthias is a good friend, and Damon and Darian have both been on the show and stuff, and like all those guys, I agree. If you don't know anything about Far-Fetched, do yourself a favor and go click play on and just a deep dive into it because it's all good
on anything. Prologue 8 is actually coming out. They're releasing that soon, and we did a collaboration with Cave of Swords.
Oh right,
so that's nice. On there.
That's a great. Kind of introduction. If you don't know, prologue is kind of a glimpse of what everybody's up to, what's kind of going to be up on their new projects coming out. It's a good sampler disc of everything Far-Fetched, and so those are always a lot of fun to listen to. So, and you get all kinds of different sounds. I think it was Damon said something about that it felt like Far-Fetched is home of the weirdos or something like that, like kind of something along those in that sentiment. But it's always it's a lot of different music, and that's what I like. It's not what you're going to hear on your radio exactly. It's always a lot of deeper, weirder kind of sounds and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Not that it should. I mean, it should be on the radio, but it's just not your current pop music and stuff. And so I think that's it's a great collective that we have happening right here in St. Louis. So get involved with Far-Fetched for sure.
Far-Fetched, we are Far-Fetched.
There you go.
Or as Prospect would say, we out there.
Yeah. But man, so keep an eye out for Prologue 8 coming, man. That'd be I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And getting to collaborate with Cave of Swords, that's cool.
I love the song too.
Yeah.
If we find a clip of that, because I don't know if we could release it because they're not. I think it's almost finished.
Yeah.
I think everything's together and mastered and stuff, but if you get to add that in there too.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see what happens. Yeah. See if we can get a sneak peek of it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, Chan, I appreciate you doing this, man. I really it's been a lot of fun. I know you got to get to. We got some things we got to get taken care of today, so I got to get on out of here. But I appreciate you taking some time out to do this. And again, join us Friday night at Tick Tock and get a sneak peek of the whole EP if you haven't heard it yet. So appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Shane. Yeah, thanks.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Well, yeah, that was it.